This is McFly Angler.
Starts now.
To start, you will want a long, curved shank hook like these 200Rs from Risen Fly. Place a hook securely in your vise. While not necessary, I like adding a bit of weight to this fly, and putting some .010 size lead wire onto a bobbin holder will help with the application. Start the wire, and place as many wraps as you want. I personally like the weight of 10 wraps, but make it as heavy or light as you choose. Push the lead back to the rear of the hook, just before the hook point mark. For thread, I like this Vivis 6/0, and today I'm using black. Start your thread on the hook shank somewhere between the eye and the lead bump, and then bring your thread down and use the thread tag end to easily jump over the lead, and then tie a bit of a thread dam behind the lead bump to keep it from moving down. Then break or snip off the waist. Now bring your thread deep into the bend of the hook like so, and then back up a wrap or two. Now we need some squirrel. Traditionally, I think this was tied with a squirrel tail, but all I have is these zonker strips. They come in a wide variety of colors, more than I have here, but today I'm using just the natural. Cut or rip off a piece of the fur off the hide. A small piece like this for the tail. Now measure it out to about a hook gap length off the back end of the hook, and then tie up to just behind the lead. If you make touching wraps, it should keep from getting messy on you like it did just there. Then cut off the excess fur, and then bring your thread back to the start of the tail. Now we need some chenille, and today I'm using black. Pull off a piece about this long and cut it off the swatch. This length should tie about 3 to 4 of these flies. Now pull out some of the fiber off the end of the chenille to expose just the core, and then tie it in back to the tail. And then bring your thread up to the hook eye. To make the fly more durable, let's paint a bit of super glue on the hook shank. Now start wrapping the chenille up the hook shank with touching wraps until you reach the eye of the hook. Then capture it with some wraps over the chenille and in front of it. Place a finger between the chenille and your thread to ensure that you don't snip off the thread, and then cut off the excess chenille. By the way, I think it's important to note here, a fine tip scissor like these mitten scissors from Risen Fly are very helpful when tying smaller flies like this. Okay, clean up the head with a couple wraps, and then bring your thread down to about the 1/3 mark on your hook. Now we need some round rubber legs, and today I'm using a medium-sized white. Pull off 2 strands like so. Now these are very long, so it will help if you cut them into more manageable pieces. So cut the strand in half, and then half again, so you're left with 4 pieces, which should tie about 2 flies each piece. Take one of the strands and measure it so the legs extend back to about the tail, and then pull them up over the back of the fly, but under the thread until they're positioned on the side of the fly that is close to you. Adjust the positioning of the legs to how you want them, and then make another tight wrap or two to lock them into place. Then trim off the excess legs. Turn the fly over and do the same thing with the other side of the fly. Cut off the excess legs once again to about even with the other side, and then make a couple more wraps to lock everything down tight. Now keep in mind, this is the length I like to tie my legs. I've seen these tied much longer and shorter, so make the fly how you want. That's the beauty of tying your own flies. Now pull back the front legs and bring your thread to just behind the hook eye. Take some more of the squirrel zonker and rip or snip off a little more this time. Make sure it's long enough to extend past the rubber legs tie-in point, and then snip off the butt end to flush. I also find that it's helpful to spin your bobbin counterclockwise so it wants to jump rearward instead of out of the way of the fur. Make a pinch wrap to lock the wing down, and then make a few more tight wraps to clean up the head. Now you can whip finish your fly. Cut the legs to equal lengths on both sides like so. and then separate the 2 strands from each leg piece to make them double. To finish this fly, I really like this Solarez ultra thin resin. The paintbrush makes application easy, and when you paint it onto the whip finish, it cures very quickly and with a nice glossy professional look. With the right UV light, of course. And Solarez does sell a great light to use with this as well. Well, there we have it, the finished Bream Killer. This tutorial was requested by one of my subscribers. I do get lots of requests for tying specific patterns on videos, but I cannot guarantee I can tie them all. But if you sign up to my Patreon, I do give first dibs of requests to my Patreon supporters. There are also quite a few other great perks as well with Patreon, and I want to thank all of my patrons who currently support me. For as little as $1 a month, you can help support this channel and also get some great perks like early access to my videos, participate in live streams, and more. So go to www.patreon.com/McFlyAngler to sign up today. As you all know, I have gotten you all discounts from both www.risenfly.com and www.dooliesflyfishing.com. Doolies offers great prices on all of the name brand fly tying materials, and Risen Fly manufactures their own hooks, rods, reels, and other gear for fly fishing. Their products are top quality, and best of all, they are priced very reasonably. Not only are the prices at these 2 shops great, but like I said, they are offering all of my subscribers a discount. So use McFly at checkout when ordering from either of these shops, and you will get an additional 15% off of their already great prices. I will see you on the next video. Now you go catch some fish.